Justin Martin Kay.
Oh, hi there. I'm looking at a property that you guys have to let. It's actually for my company, and would the landlord consider like a company let for 3 to 5 years?
Lets, I'm afraid.
Would they not? Okay.
No, I'm afraid not.
Is there a reason why?
It's just not what they want, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Write down these words to speak to your letting agency while you make this phone call. Now they're going to ask you, is this property for you? I want you to say, yes, it is for my company. And I was about to ask you a question where would the landlord consider a company let service accommodation for this property? And what you need to do is pause. When you make these phone calls, you are going to feel challenging. You're also going to feel like you don't want to make that phone call. And it goes back to having that right conversation with letting agency. Remember guys, there's enough deal sourcer, or you're probably one of them who are looking to deal source. You're probably looking to break your first deal with the letting agency. And the fact, what I said earlier, right, is having that conversation around would your landlord consider for service accommodation company let. You're using the words, and later on in the video I want to actually go through the full script. But guys, welcome to another GrowYourBnb video. I really want to make sure that this year, if you are finding challenging to secure that first unit, this video should be your go-to tool to learn the exact process to secure your first ever unit. So now what I really wanted to do today was I wanted to use this script in a actual phone call with the letting agents, and I don't know how this is going to go. It might go, letting agent might say yes, but also letting agent might say clearly no. I think the clear part of this script is I will want to show you exactly the process of how I conduct the call, how the first beginning part of the call goes, and more importantly, I might fail, but it's okay to fail, and you'll get to learn a lot from this video. So let's go into the call now.
Justin Martin Kay.
Oh, hi there. I'm looking at a property that you guys have to let in Normandy House.
That one has been let today, I'm afraid.
Oh no worries. Is there any
really
other properties that you guys have in similar spec?
Not necessarily thinking like that one, but I can get you registered if you like, in case anything else.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure. I'm actually looking at it now. Do you have the Meadow House one, which is I think is a?
Which one, sorry?
I think it's the Meadow House.
Oh, Meadow House. That one is still available.
Amazing. It looks like it's like freshly renovated.
Yeah, I mean that one is actually the same developer and landlord as the Normandy House. That's why it looks the same.
Amazing. And is it like a new build? Because I can see from the photo on the other side of the lounge, it looks like.
Yeah, so the flats are a couple of years old.
Oh wow. Okay. And does this property have parking?
It does. There's parking for one car.
And I guess it's like as it looks on the photos, currently vacant.
Yeah, it'll be as the photos are, because it all gets cleaned up, etc., or decorated between tenancies, whatever needs to be done.
Okay,
really.
so I'm guessing then there is a current, because at the moment the photo looks like empty. So I guess there is someone right now, right?
We won't have keys on that one until Wednesday late in the afternoon, so that's the earliest I can get in.
Okay, well.
That's been done, but we just won't have the keys back.
I see, gotcha. Okay, so someone's like checking out from there. Okay, well listen, I've got a question for you. It's actually for my company, and would the landlord consider like a company let for 3 to 5 years?
Lets, I'm afraid.
Would they not? Okay.
No, I'm afraid not.
Is there a reason why?
It's just not what they want, I'm afraid.
Okay. Is there any other properties on your books that you guys have at the moment, which is more focused on company let from landlords?
No, there isn't at the moment, I'm afraid, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Well, listen, what I'll do is I'll go into your website, see if I can find a potential property if there is, and then I'll send you an email. All right?
Sure, okay then.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
you could see from that call earlier, a bit rusty, but it was still great. I enjoyed it. I love talking to letting agents. I was a letting agent at one point, so I had to obviously on the other side of the phone have these conversations with people, right? Now, what I learned, and something that I've done it over the years and I've always said my clients as well, is when you're having challenging conversation, as soon as I said company lets, he went, no, landlord doesn't want to do company let. And then I genuinely have a question where I said, why would landlord not do it? They just went, oh, this is something they're not looking for. Then straight after that, I still then went and said, hey, is there any other property in your books, right? So the fact that this script, I want you to start thinking about having conversation, building that relationship with letting agents then to worry. Now, she didn't mention she was going to register me, but I've already got an email. Now, what I would do is I would go back and actually email her and have this conversation saying, hey, I spoke to you about this property. I know it's already let. Then I looked at this property. By the way, while I was in the call, I also quickly realized that first property I was looking for was already let on the same day. So I was quickly in Rightmove looking at all the other stock. So you should be able to do that. Remember, you're running a business, or you're trying to run a business, you're trying to secure, and all of this script and processes is what's going to help you grow. It's going to help you secure a unit in 2024. So let's go back into the other side of the script, and I want to run through more details so that you guys get to learn and really enjoy this process too. So guys, what I wanted to go through is, now if that was a yes, then they'll probably be like, tell me more about what your company does. In this case, it was no, not interested. So I kind of went through in the script where I said, oh, I want to be, if there's any other properties, you'd be available. So I'm still asking the question. But if it was a yes, right, and if they ask you, tell me more, what I want you to do is run through kind of similar wording. But for example, if it's your first time doing a rent-to-rent service accommodation, I think this is the script where it clearly mentioned that you're not running, and it doesn't say anything about your fully running operating company, right? So, this is how it goes. If they say, yes, tell me more, I want you to say, well, yes, we run it as a service accommodation where we have clients from different blue chip companies around the UK and around the world, such as contractor, business travelers who come and stay with us for a short space of time. And sometimes you can even say, look, it's Monday to Friday for a couple of weeks, and they go home over the weekend because they need to come and stay for a short space of time. And I genuinely want you to understand that you're giving them the guest behaviors that you're going to serve, or you're going to say, hey, I've got clients who are looking to buy property in this case, Basingstoke, who wants to come in and stay in a short-term let property for X amount of time before they go and complete on their property. So these are the guest scenario you give them so they understand who your ideal scenario is. You're not telling them you're going to hold a 2-night stay or 3-night stay, which in our case, we genuinely say clients, it's not even worth doing it unless you want to run it as a whole, like a town center, a city location, Airbnb. So having that processes in place, especially this yes, tell me more part, and obviously in your case, please feel free to write down your way of doing it, but it's very much important as I share on my screen. So guys, I think in this process and the script that I'm going to give you at the end of the video, and especially there's a download button that you can go and download from our website, I really want you to think this is kind of a workflow and a process that you want to take. A lot of times scripts that people use are very much like, I have to say this, but in my case, I started the call with, oh yeah, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, want to get them engaged. She didn't sound that she wanted to work, and she was like giving me 1-word, 2-line answers, and then it's really kind of going into the point. Once you've got the information, you're having that conversation, it's like literally saying, hey, look, the question I want to ask you is would the landlord be, and when I say would the landlord be open to, I'm really kind of asking the landlord, not her. So when she says, oh yeah, we don't do company let, then there's a way you can go back and say, hey, have you asked the landlord? Because in her case, she said, oh yeah, they're not looking for a company let. It's an exciting time of the year because it's early Jan. You really want to get ahead of time speaking to this agents. Now look, I've got one little challenge on this video for you. I would love you to set a task of 20 letting agency calls deals. And remember guys, you are not there to get a deal. You're there to build relationship. You're there to practice the approach that I'm giving you. Loads of question, then a question around would the landlord consider company let and service accommodation. Now this script and the specific word I'm using, the word company let and service accommodation, this is the exact reason you're going to be different to a lot of people, because the word company let is what letting agents understand. The word service accommodation, which is exactly the same thing, if you say them service accommodation only, or if you say, oh, would the landlord consider service accommodation, they're going to ask you what is service accommodation, and then you've got to give them another answer. Whereas in this case, you're literally saying to them company let, which is the letting agency words, service accommodation, which is our word, and that's what I combined together. So you're actually absolutely open and transparent about what you're doing with the property, and as a result, you're going to be more successful. You're going to be very, very unique in the market because you're very upfront and you're telling people what you're doing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed another Grow Your BnB video. I really enjoyed making this phone call, especially I wanted to be vulnerable to show you that 90% of those phone calls are going to go the way that it went on this call, but it's okay to do that. And what you do is you kind of go back and do it again, and you do it again, and you kind of flow those conversations. But the ideal situation is the script is the process, and I would love you to use it. If you enjoy this video, obviously, firstly, please go and download the script from the description, and please do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and I'll be back with another video soon.